Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Willie DC, the JRPG Traveler, the man with a lot of games and not enough time on his hands. Alright, so we are starting off today by talking about the Visions of Mana demo that just came out recently. They just dropped it on us about a day or so ago, and I finally had the chance to sit down with it. I played about a good 2.5 hours of it, and I'm here to give you my quick thoughts and things that I may want to change about it, or things that I may just love about it. So far, so good, right? So here we are. Let's dive into this. Our demo begins in the Rhine Falls, and we get introduced to our 4 main characters so far: Val, Karina, Morley, and Hina. This area here is basically where we end up learning how to do everything in battle, and we also end up learning how things operate within the game. Every step of the way there's some sort of tutorial that's able to tell you exactly what does what, gives you about the elementals, how to go about doing and switching elemental vessels. There's only 2 available to you at the start to be able to work with, and 2 of them are already equipped on, I believe, Val and on Morley. Those 2 have the wind and moon. So if you want to switch them off between the other character, Karina, who is the 3rd playable character, because Hina isn't playable, but she's kind of more like a passive outside support character. She helps on the in-between when you're in fights. It ends up being a really fun time as you're trying to mix and match and find out who can do what, how to do this, what makes sense here and there. It's a really solid, easy time to slide into, and I think the combat is very fluid in this game. Everything is simple with heavy attacks and light attacks on square and triangle. Square for your lights and triangle for your heavy. Everything there works out great. You have a dodge roll. You have also a shortcut menu as well, alongside your shoulder buttons to be able to get to certain items if you need to heal. And also for characters, if they have magic, you have a shortcut button for that as well, which makes you not have to go into the ring menu as often to do certain things, which is kind of like the old school way. I had to say so myself. I can't speak because I did not play past games, like I didn't play them in the Super Nintendo version. But playing this here felt like really good. It felt really smooth. Everything about it worked out fine, and I would definitely find myself playing this more if I do end up getting it when it releases. Now, next in line is I want to talk about how this game looks. This game looks amazing. I love the art style. I love the everything. I can't even get the word out. But I love the landscapes. I love the views. I love the covers of this place. Like, everything just looks amazing. Like, I actually had to stop in the second to last place and just get on top of a roof of one of the houses and just sit there and take it in. I just had to. And I love the enemy designs. I love that my dancing shop owner's back. I'm so happy he's here. And just, it's amazing. It's amazing. They've done a really good job in making sure that everything looks good, everything feels good, everything has life in it. Like, this game looks amazing, and I'm so happy for the Mana series as a whole to have this game right here. Just like Trails of Mana did, or Trials of Mana. I'm so sorry if I've been screwing up and saying Trails. I got my wires crossed on my different series. But it's just so cool to see the Mana series has a game that looks this good. Forgive me. But yes, beautiful, gorgeous game, and I know fully that there's going to be some more crazy environments that they have that's going to look amazing when the full release comes out, and I truly cannot wait for it. Sound design for this game is very much good. It's good, bro. That's the best thing I can say. The Mana series has had pretty solid soundtracks over the years. Like I said, I've never really sat down and played the Trials of Mana or the Secret of Mana, but I did play Adventures of Mana, and I do like their soundtracks. I have listened to their music from time to time on my off time, or have it in the background for me when I'm doing other things, such as making this video. But I do have to say that I think the sound design is great. I love the music. I love the sound of combat. I love the voice acting for this. I would definitely play through this fully in the dub, because I don't necessarily know who exactly is who, because I hadn't looked over who's who. But I do like Val's voice as pretty much our lead hero from what I can tell. Hina sounds great. I definitely like Morley. He feels like he's from somewhere regal, or he's been sort of kind of disgraced out of where he is. But the one that sticks out to me the most is Karina. I love her voice so dearly. I'm probably gonna end up posting like the voice actress's face up here. I'm gonna probably post him up here. But I love how Karina sounds like such a a southern person. She sounds like a country person, if you ask me. And I really like that, because when I first heard her open her mouth, I was expecting something like different. I was like, this is gonna be a character I can't pinpoint to. But as soon as she started talking and I heard that twang, I was like, oh goodness, this is gonna be a fun character to just watch and have her just be on screen and do the things she does. I really do enjoy the voice acting in this game. I enjoy the sound design in this game. I don't think it has too many problems along the way. Another part of the gameplay that I did forget to mention is that this demo, I will say that this demo does have side quests, and it has a few side quests and things that you can do. And there are also some named enemies, which are known as nemesis in the game. I almost said nemesis, forgive me. The nemesis in this game are just like kind of harder versions of like other enemies that are on the screen. They almost kind of like lead a pack of very similar enemies that you will find in certain spots across the locales that you're running across. Like they'll be off the beaten path. Like you won't just find them sitting in the middle of the road, thank goodness. But they are more on the stronger side. They hit harder, and they can definitely cause you some problems. But they're fun to fight against once you get them down, and they grant a lot of XP alongside having fought those other regular enemies that they have in place. And I love the side quests of this game too, because they're very simple, basic. Go out and kill these enemies, or go out and do the fetch quest, go find this item for me. And the best part about it, truthfully to me, is that with one of the side quests in the game, you have to help this character in the latter part. I want to say it's in Rata. You have to go help her find her hairpin. She loses it. She doesn't know where it went. She was just out and about, and then she just lost it, and then she realized she's like, damn, I can't find it. So you have to go back out and find it. Luckily, this game at least gives you a good idea. So if you end up opening the map, you'll see like a white circle with a black flag in the middle of it, and it'll basically tell you exactly where it is. Not exactly per se, but it leads you to the general idea of it, so you won't just be out and about roaming. Because when the quest is given to you, this is something I kind of didn't like, is that she was like, I lost it while I was out. And the first thing that came to my mind was, I'm gonna have to scour this whole map to find this thing. But luckily, the game was like, hey, it's over here. Just come look for it, and you'll end up finding it. It's a really interesting system. There's also this grizzly honey that's all about. Get that grizzly honey, and you're gonna find the little guy that you need to hand it off to. You can use that to get to him, and he'll trade you the honey for items and such in the game. Healing items, or maybe even something you may need to help upgrade your characters. That's really a good part of this game right here. I like that because it gives me more to do along the way, as long as I'm in the open world. If I see this honey, I grab it. I don't necessarily have to, go out of my way, like go off the beaten path, go behind some building, jump up this thing here to find these and give them to him. They're just out and about, and they're floating. And there's also like these little flies that float around. They double the experience on enemies. If you find them, touch them, you only get it for like at the minimum a minute from what I've seen. I can't say what they'll do in the full release, but I think it's a really cool like idea to have something that kind of gives you more points and makes the enemies a little bit tougher to deal with. It's awesome. And on another part of the side quest, what I mentioned is that you can pinpoint whatever quest you need to do, and luckily, like that icon I mentioned, the black flag and the white circle, you can use that to pinpoint those, and you can go to where you need to go to finish said side quest. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to just go through and just trying to get it done, rather than you walking out there and be like, okay, so where is this thing at, and how do I get to it? It isn't cryptic in its own little way. And do I have any other problems with this game? The only thing, it's like a really tiny gripe for me. I mentioned earlier that in battle you can have like a shortcut menu that leads you to get your spells or whatever items you may have equipped to help yourself out. I think in the case of those shortcut menus, it'll be in the bottom right corner of your screen when you're playing this game. Is that I think it would be great if those things had like a count on them, more or less to be able to tell you how much MP a certain thing is going to use or how many of said item you have. That's like my smallest gripe that I have. I don't really have a huge gripe or even like a mid-sized gripe about this game, and I don't necessarily see it because, like I said, I only played for 2 hours, and those 2 hours with me just kind of like going straight through and then doing the side quests, doing a little bit of grinding here and there, finding the MCs and fighting them and taking those out to get the experience points to level up my character to at least level 13 before I got on the boat to finish the game and fight that boss that was there. Which, might I add, oh my god, why? Which, might I add, I think is a really cool boss fight. I really like it in size and in scale. It looks really good, and I love that there's like a cinematic part that you can't really do anything about. Like, if it damages you, it's going to damage you. Doesn't hurt too bad. But do I think Square Enix has a hit on their hands with this one? Yes, I do. This game is gorgeous, very pretty, good, easy with the gameplay. I think a lot of people can get into this. This is a very solid game from Square Enix, and I hope it does well. The Mana series definitely is back with this one, and I hope that if and when in the near future we may get another Mana series, or maybe we get something else Mana related. But as of now, I think we're doing fine with what we have from the remake of Secret, even though I don't think that was received I think it was received well, but it had its issues when it came out. Trials of Mana, which did really well from what I remember hearing, and then now we got this here with Visions of Mana. Visions of Mana looks really good. It looks really good. It plays really well. Sounds great. I think the dub is good. I'm not gonna say I can't see any major problems with it. I'll say that I don't see any major problems with it that would stop this game from being at least rated pretty well on a good scale of 1 to 10, or maybe even a good high 80s game, or even a mid 80s game by Metacritic or OpenCritic. The only way this game I see it getting any lower than what it could get is if there's something majorly wrong when it drops, and I pray that doesn't happen. But Visions of Mana is shaping up to be really good. If you haven't tried the demo, please go online and download it and try it. It's only about 12 to 13 gigs big, at least on PlayStation from what I know. So sit down, play it, tell me what you think of it in the comments if you have played it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. By all means, talk to me. Other than that, I'll see y'all next time in my next video, which will be the Romancing Saga 3 review finally. And then my next montage, and then maybe something from my Twitch channel. I got a lot of stuff kind of lined up. I'm trying to add more to the plate to get people to see me. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Willie DC, and I'm logging out.